Welcome back to MotriX, where passion meets horsepower, and every roar tells a story. Today, we're talking about something truly special. A car that's not just built to perform but built to be remembered. This is the Ferrari 812 Superfast, the final pure-blooded V12 Ferrari, the last scream of an era before silence falls. When Ferrari gave this car the name, Superfast, they weren't joking. This machine represents decades of Italian engineering perfected into one masterpiece. It's a front-engine, rear-wheel drive supercar with a soul, a rare thing in today's world of hybrids, electric motors, and synthetic sounds. The 812 Superfast exists for one reason: to remind us what pure combustion power feels like before it's gone forever. Under the hood, it carries a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, and that alone makes it special. This motor produces 789 horsepower and 530 pound-feet of torque, sent entirely to the rear wheels through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. It doesn't use a turbocharger, it doesn't use electricity, and it doesn't apologize for it. This car revs to 8,900 revolutions per minute, and every single rotation feels like a symphony of fire, metal, and adrenaline. When you start it up, there's no delay, no artificial sound tuning, just raw mechanical music. From a standstill, the 812 Superfast hits 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. Keep your foot down, and it'll go beyond 211 miles per hour, all while sounding like a Formula One car from the glory days. But what's even more impressive than its speed is how it delivers it. Ferrari didn't just want to make a rocket, they wanted to make something that connects with its driver on an emotional level. And that's exactly what this car does. The throttle response is immediate, it reacts as if it's reading your mind. The steering is razor sharp, and every corner feels like a perfectly orchestrated move between man and machine. Thanks to Ferrari's advanced rear-wheel steering system, the 812 Superfast can literally change its size on the road. At low speeds, the rear wheels turn opposite the fronts, making it more agile and easier to handle in tight spots. At high speeds, they turn in the same direction, giving you incredible stability and confidence. It's a system inspired by Formula One, and when you're behind the wheel, you feel it. Ferrari also gave it the Virtual Short Wheelbase 2.0 system, which adjusts how the car reacts to inputs in real time. It feels alive, constantly adapting, constantly trying to predict your next move. That's the secret behind why the 812 doesn't just perform like a supercar, it feels like it's part of you. And then there's the design. Even at a glance, the 812 Superfast looks like it's doing 200 miles an hour while standing still. Every curve, every vent, and every sculpted line has a purpose. The front end is low and aggressive, feeding air through a complex network of aerodynamic tunnels. The long hood gives it that classic Grand Tourer silhouette, while the rear haunches look muscular and ready to pounce. Ferrari didn't make this car to blend in, they made it to dominate the road and command attention. The headlights are sleek and menacing, with LED strips that give it a predatory stare. The rear end is equally dramatic, with quad exhausts that announce your arrival long before anyone sees you. Those circular taillights are a nod to Ferrari's heritage, while the diffuser and spoiler work together to create real downforce at high speed. The 812 Superfast's design isn't just about beauty, it's functional art. Ferrari's engineers spent thousands of hours fine-tuning airflow around the car, ensuring that every inch serves a purpose, from cooling the massive V12 to stabilizing it during high-speed runs. Even the door handles are sculpted to improve aerodynamics. Step inside, and you're greeted with an interior that perfectly balances luxury and performance. The cockpit is focused on the driver. Every control, every screen, every stitch is designed to make you feel in command. The steering wheel features Ferrari's signature Manettino switch, giving you access to multiple driving modes like Sport, Race, and even one that disables traction control for those brave enough to unleash all 789 horses. There's no giant touchscreen dominating the dashboard. Ferrari chose to keep things analog and emotional. You get a combination of digital displays and tactile buttons, surrounded by premium leather, carbon fiber, and aluminum accents. The seats are sculpted for both comfort and grip, making long drives as enjoyable as track days. Ferrari calls the 812 Superfast a front mid-engine car, meaning the V12 sits further back toward the cabin for better balance. And that's one of the reasons it feels so composed at high speed. The car's weight distribution, 47% front and 53% rear, gives it perfect handling characteristics. You can feel it when you push through corners. The balance is pure precision. Now, let's talk about something few people know, the name, Superfast. It's not just a catchy marketing term. It's actually a tribute to Ferrari's history. Back in the 1950s and 60s, Ferrari used the name, Superfast, on some of their most exclusive grand tours, like the 500 Superfast. By reviving that name for this modern masterpiece, Ferrari paid homage to their past while setting a new standard for the future. And speaking of heritage, the 812 Superfast's engine has direct roots in Ferrari's racing history. It's a descendant of the version 12S that powered Ferrari's early Formula One cars, refined over decades of evolution. This is the most powerful naturally aspirated engine Ferrari has ever put in a road car. No turbo, no hybrid boost, just pure combustion engineering pushed to its absolute limit. Another fascinating detail is the aerodynamics. Those vents on the hood, they're not just for show. They help extract hot air from the engine bay, improving cooling and reducing lift. The rear diffuser actively manages airflow, while small hidden flaps automatically adjust to balance downforce and drag depending on speed. Ferrari even designed special vortex generators underneath the car to help it stick to the road like glue. And the driving experience, it's unforgettable. The moment you turn the key, or rather, press that red engine start button, the V12 comes to life with a roar that's almost animalistic. The throttle blips instantly, and even at idle, it feels alive. Every shift from the dual-clutch gearbox is lightning quick, whether you're cruising gently or pushing it to the red line. The 812 Superfast isn't just fast, it's precise, it's emotional, and it's intoxicating. It delivers a level of excitement that's hard to describe until you experience it. The steering feels alive in your hands, the brakes bite hard, and the chassis responds to every input with confidence. It feels raw yet refined, like Ferrari bottled pure racing emotion into a road car. On the road, it feels more connected than any modern supercar. You can sense the weight transfer, the tire grip, and the engine's power building beneath you. It's a true driver's car, one that rewards skill and punishes mistakes. That's what makes it so special. But despite all its aggression, the 812 can still be surprisingly comfortable. Put it in comfort mode, and it behaves like a refined grand tourer. The adaptive suspension smooths out bumps, the transmission softens, and the V12 hums quietly in the background. It's the best of both worlds, a car you can enjoy on long road trips and unleash on track days. Of course, exclusivity is part of the Ferrari charm. The 812 Superfast isn't mass-produced, it's hand-built in Maranello by craftsmen who treat every car as a piece of art. Each one can be customized to the owner's taste through Ferrari's tailor-made program, offering unique colors, materials, and finishes. There's also something deeply emotional about knowing this could be the last naturally aspirated V12 Ferrari ever made. The world is moving toward electric power, and even Ferrari is stepping into hybrid territory with models like the SF90 and 296 GTB. That makes the 812 Superfast more than just a car, it's history on wheels. It's the final roar before the silence of the electric age. For collectors and enthusiasts, this car is already a legend. Its value isn't just in performance numbers, it's in what it represents. The end of an era where engines were loud, raw, and full of character. The 812 Superfast reminds us why we fell in love with cars in the first place, because they move us not just physically, but emotionally. And here's something even more interesting. Despite being called Superfast, Ferrari designed it with comfort and usability in mind. It has a decent trunk for luggage, modern driver aids, and even a passenger display screen that shows speed, RPM, and gear, so your co-pilot can share in the thrill. It's still practical enough for a weekend getaway, if you don't mind arriving everywhere in the loudest way possible. Every time you step out of the 812 Superfast, you feel like you've just finished a performance, not a drive. The engine note lingers in your ears, and the adrenaline stays in your veins. It's not about getting from point A to point B, it's about everything in between. The journey, the noise, the vibration, the emotion. And that's what Ferrari nailed perfectly here. The 812 Superfast is not just a car, it's a statement. It's the physical embodiment of passion, engineering, and tradition. It's Ferrari saying, we can make technology faster, but we'll never make it feel like this again. So, if you ever see one, stop and listen. Because what you're hearing is more than a V12 engine. It's the sound of an era ending. This is the Ferrari 812 Superfast, powerful, emotional, and unforgettable. And that's why, here on MotriX, we call it the last great Ferrari that truly lives up to its name. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most beautiful machines ever built, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because on MotriX, we bring you the stories behind the world's most powerful cars, the legends that define speed, and the machines that move the soul. Thanks for watching, and remember, on MotriX, it's not just about driving. It's about the feeling of power, passion, and perfection.